arcade. One side.
Spike down B.
Twice, man, twice. No! One inside. Fuck!
Last player standing.
No!
Unavoidable.
Ooh, those lineups.
Thirty seconds left.
Oh, nice try. Lucky.
My smokes can block the enemy's line of sight. Once they're blind,
Okay, I'm gonna try ops again. I believe. I believe. Jets was here. She gonna pick from left side.
Here.
Not sure. I'm gonna hold right one.
You want to play? Let's play.
You want to play? Let's play. No peeks. Nice. So bait. I'm gonna go for him. Good shit, bro. Smoking.
launching smoke.
Oh, this is such a good fucking Viper smoke. I'm gonna hold backside.
Reloading.
Dude, I cannot, man. He's in front.
Pre-fired me.
What do you expect, man? Let's drop.
Last player standing.
Ah, she's saving the op. Bitch. Oh my god, unlucky. Can I actually feel the delay? I mean, yeah, obviously.
Any of you forget that?
The ping's not there to lie. The delay is there. We force him? Ooh, man, we pulled.
I got you, okay?
Should've kept the fucking thing.
Welcome to my world.
Bitch actually fucking peeked.
Here.
Enemy spotted A.
Blinded.
Smoke's down.
Ooh, timing. That's awkward.
Last player standing. 30 seconds left.
Two inside. That's two of them. No! Okay, dude, you're... What is going on with Jigs? Oh, if you headshot that, I would scream. What the fuck?
We know what we're doing. trust each other.
You're getting way too much kill for 160 ping, man. Way too much.
Getting lucky, I don't know. Just don't shoot me.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? Like, Viper's not looking at you and Judge is like, duh. What the fuck? I don't want to stream Valorant, it's boring. Because I got 2 with me. Now it's fun. Okay, this fucker is camping. Peek, motherfucker, peek.
You should run.
Cover going down.
Oh, wow, she's
Spike
lucky
down,
as shit.
B.
I am about to die. Oh, as the bomb drops.
Here.
One tower. Flanking. 2 of them there. Both of them there. Okay, that's kind of weird.
I got the spike.
Oh, nice. Yeah, just hold it.
One enemy remaining.
Nice. Same.
Spike planted. Hawk out.
Last player standing.
Good shit. I can't hear you.
I will take back what is mine.
Can I get a drop? Thanks.
Thanks. Come on, peek. Alright then. Oh, she got a shotgun. I would have died there. Oh my god.
Still in sight.
There's no one in sight? Okay.
Oops, he's there.
Jigged up in
One
front.
enemy
Nice. What the fuck was that?
Healer.
I think last one flanking. Definitely flanking. Mm-hmm.
Enemy spotted.
There we go. Chee!
Match point.
Put them to sleep.
Reloading.
Techno songs are not working. To be.
Don't give them ground.
I don't know, man. Not sure what songs to play. You gonna pick right now? Jets? Oh. Oh boy.
Enemy spotted B.
Oh my god.
Shadows traveling.
Oh, okay, nice angle. Both the same spot.
Here.
One enemy remaining.
GG.
Out of charge. Attackers win.
Boom! God damn. What the fuck? That's how you do it, chat. That's how you do it. Damn right, baby. Damn right. Jesus, Jigs 32 with 200 ping. You are, you are Oh my god. Jigs getting out of control. Yeesh. Wait, hold up.
Maybe the ping's helping me. I'm like lagging on their screen.
Probably, yeah, true. Probably an advantage, after all. Oh, never mind. It's playing another game. Okay. Beep, 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 beep. Jig's 300 ping ahead of you. True. He sees the future. Bam, 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 bam. What the fuck is this song? Hold up. Bunga Gilla Fender Town. There we go.
Match found.
Oh my god, it's already 2:30. That may or may not be last game, chat. We're probably chilling. What the fuck? How did you get Fate already? Is it part of like the free?
Agent.
What the shit? That's so good. She's actually kind of fucking scary, dude. Her skills are so aggressive. Yeah, why the fuck? Like, it's kind of rare. I think in Japan, not a lot of people insta-pick duelists. In Southeast Asia, everyone insta-pick, man. It's like Jet, Raze, fucking every fucking duelist get insta-pick. But what the fuck is this game, man? True, right? So dumb. Yeah.
Omen, I have the information you asked for. My price. My price hasn't been paid yet.
God damn, her fucking sleeves were so fucking cool. What the fuck?
Oh, right.
Here. Bring them down.
Do you guys can as well? Careful, they know you're Russian.
Cover going out. No charges.
Tag. Nice.
One enemy remaining.
Good shit.
Their
It's
jet
too
has
loud.
nothing on me. I got her.
Alright, let me see if I can do this.
Better.
Huh?
Better hit the side shot.
Huh? Hold on, music's too loud. You got tower? Yeah, it's a tower turret.
Reloading.
Where are you?
Clearing out.
Bring them down.
Shadows traveling.
Reloading.
Spike down. C.
Bring them down.
I have the spike.
Reloading.
Planting long.
One enemy remaining.
Good shit. Last long. What is this gun on long range?
Here.
She's holding. Okay. Good shit, brother.
Nice work, love. All of you.
Good job, people. Good work, team. Huh?
I'm ready.
Why is this so faint?
Bring them
I forgot to buy armor. Too short.
No charges.
I'm rushing in.
Spike down A.
No, I thought it's heaven.
Player standing.
God damn it. How is there 3A? What the fuck?
It is.
Ooh.
I have retrieved the spike.
Okay. Oh, Djibouti. Ah, that's right.
Wow.
The AD Tim.
Dreams are a funny thing. One little twist, and it all turns dark.
Actually, unrated match is really weird in Valorant. Like, there's actually some people with like higher skill that kind of chill it in a casual. It's kind of like, what the fuck is going on here?
Give them darkness.
There we go. Beach.
Shadows traveling.
She's coming. I missed. Fuck.
Blinding. You're nothing.
Fuck me. Let me pick. Careful.
Enemy remaining.
Woo! Last one, I don't know. Let's just go B already. Beat me! Oh my god, what the fuck?
Standing.
Okay. Yeah, she's there. She fucking
30
rushed.
seconds left.
Probably C.
Ten seconds left. Planted.
Where are you?
Marked one.
No! Holy shit, she's so confident.
Clutch.
Okay, the Astra player got balls.
One dream ends, another begins.
They got big balls. Fucking rush me, dude.
I will break the balance.
Fuck. Oh my god!
Here.
Clearing out.
Come on, peek.
Cover going out. Shadows traveling.
I swear to god.
Spike down. C.
Oh no. We're unrated. If you wanna join and do so.
Lock in sight.
Help.
Last player standing.
That's right.
What the fuck?
Make their fear your weapon. Or use a gun, whichever.
Well, that's unfortunate. Watch this. Hoo-yah! Headshot. 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. Dude never peeked again. Damn. Oh my god, I didn't know you guys.
Shadows traveling.
Didn't know you guys Russian.
Cover going out.
Here. Reloading.
I just hope there's no flanker. Come on.
One enemy remaining.
All three? That was weird.
Hide underneath our boots.
That was a
Idea.
great
Again.
flash.
Their fear is a trap, and the trap is fresh.
Okay, they all have ult. Careful. You fucking skin stealing bitch.
Get out of my way!
reaction time.
I have the spike. Reloading.
Dude, actually just peek for that?
Bring them down.
I'm rushing.
Shadows traveling.
Never mind. 2 garage.
Where are you? Enemy B.
Cover going out. Blinding.
That hurts a lot.
Nowhere to run!
Wow. Oh my. No way! What the fuck? Triple kill? We lined up for him, to be fair.
I'll do my job, you do yours.
Oh my god. What a fucking ult. It's actually fucking nutty though. Okay, I got him this time. 3, 2. Okay, it's a little bit faster than that. Underestimated him.
Take hold.
Shadows traveling. Cover going out.
Too hard. Not work.
I don't like that.
No peekers? Okay.
Spike down.
I have retrieved the spike.
Spike down A.
I hate that flash, man, so much.
Can't use that.
Who the fuck put CSGO flashbang into this game?
I'll rough them up.
God damn it. What do? What do?
Shadows.
Smoking window.
Charges. Stealing sight.
Good shit. Oh, nasty pre-fire, bro. Where's the other two? Hold up, hold up, hold up. Slow, 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 slow. Okay, that's sniper.
Last player standing.
The helvete.
30 seconds left. One enemy remaining.
Ooh, nice fake.
They really think they could scare me?
We know more than we did before.
Let's use it.
Fuck, this snack's so fucking loud.
Hit them hard.
Reloading.
What snack are you eating? I don't know what it's called in English. It's an Indonesian traditional. My mom got it for me from wedding. Like a fancy snack.
Remaining.
I'm helping. If you're in heaven, peek in 3, 2, 1. You scared him. It's saving. It's not in heaven. Might be exit frag. Go ahead, chick. Oh, she's actually saving. Maybe it's an all. Fancy? Nah, it's just a leftover. It's been like I just opened it right now. I got it since like last week. I don't really buy snacks, so yeah. Sometimes I forgot that I have a snack, because usually I didn't buy it. Hey, Fita! Fuck you, dude. What the fuck is that? That Cypher jump scared me. Too old?
Shadows traveling.
You should run.
I got it.
Stay in sight.
Yeah, both of them is there. Fuck me. They're going in.
Last player standing.
Oh, nice try. I shouldn't TP up there. Fuck. Your mum.
Last round before the switch.
Spend like there is no tomorrow. Because there's just not enough. I will find you.
Sorry for asking me for a date. I think. Thank you. No one's holding. They're playing inside. Okay, bro. Nice headshot. Where'd you get that? CSGO Hex? Smoke window.
Reloading.
Cover going out.
Reloading. Here.
Shadows traveling.
Spike down. C.
Hey,
Player standing.
I got that shot. No, that's right. Dude, this sofa is cracked.
Switching sides.
The fuck? The fuck? Alright. I'm not sure. Where's the fucking... Oh, it's trying to do that. That sova's mine. See?
Cover going. No charges. Cover going out.
Chat, I don't want to talk about it.
Removed.
Enemy remaining.
Oh, let me get this ace.
Spike down. C.
Mods.
Spike in C.
I'll make them remember. They're only human.
Man. Who the fuck nerfed Killjoy, man? I mean buffed. I almost hacked that. Eight. I got you.
Flash out.
What? I don't understand this game sometimes.
Here.
Gotta be honest. How is that a miss?
Sova's dead.
Hey, setup.
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
Oh no.
Last player standing.
Oh, Cypher. It's close. Let's try. That would be insane.
Pry open their minds. Find the weakness.
Oh. Smoking.
Shadows traveling.
One A. I'm going back.
No charges.
They're going A. Oh no, I'm dead. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That was close.
Spike planted.
Cover going out.
Enemy spotted A.
No charges.
What? God damn it.
Last player standing.
I cannot blink. I cannot blink. Shit. If I have a bling there,
Give me a moment. I need to set.
it would have worked out. Oh my god.
Stay awake. They strike again.
Careful. Backing up. 2A. Nice shot. Backing up.
We'll catch them.
Okay, these guys are nasty. 2A.
Spike down A.
One more.
One enemy remaining.
Holy. That
Okay.
counter headshot
Hesitation
is
for amateurs.
nasty.
Let's go. Anyone feeling generous?
No.
Teşekkürler.
Okay.
Thank you.
Wait, what did you say? Is that thank you for in Turkey? Turkish? Teşekkürler.
We'll catch them.
A clear.
Careful.
I'm pushing in. No! All of them there. All of them mid. All three mid. All three mid. What are the odds, man?
Spike planted.
One inside smoke. Corner.
Enemy remaining.
Last one, no. Alright. That flash is brighter than my fucking forehead. Holy shit. He actually got away.
I will survive them.
Oh my god.
Who needs a weapon?
I need this. Thank you.
I need this. What the fuck? Wacky world.
I will be their nightmare.
Ah, I got caught.
Can't use that.
I'm back up.
Can't use that.
You are divided!
Cover going out.
Ay, Shibal! Oh my god, the fucking timing.
Can't use that.
Alright. Good shit.
Here.
Fitta helvete. Oh, she got mixed color.
This fight is
Nice.
confused.
That's cool. I'm so lost. Yeah, this game is a bit weird.
Comprehend it.
Like, I have no idea what's going on. Their sofa's fucking nutty though. Sofa and Astra. The shot's actually kind of scary. They keep doing that fucking counter strafe headshot.
They are mine.
So fucking annoying. Hey, Claire. Just gonna chill here. Smoking. See? I'll see, I'll see. The fuck? Did they not? I think they ran back. Yeah, they ran back, C clear.
Spike down mid. One enemy remaining.
Where? Oh my god, this guy's scary. Wait.
Last player standing.
Dude, this guy actually scares the fuck out of me.
$30 seconds left.
Where are you planting?
Ten seconds left.
Oh! Mommy!
Oh my god.
I'm fucking scared of this guy. Holy fuck.
If you try something.
Dude, instead of planting is actually hunting me down. What the fuck?
Good job.
Jesus Christ. Huh? Huh? That dude's like
Depan
one
na bawah.
sin hunting for bot.
Get out of my way!
Oh, they're here. Hey. Never mind. It's a bait. It's a bait.
Come in garage.
Cover going out.
Smoke and see. Two mid. Shibal! Okay. That was awkward. Only one A, the rest is B. You're good. One outside. Two outside. What? Okay, last one inside. Should be. Yeah, inside C. Inside C, less. Good shit. Nice shot.
Good job.
Just let them try.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job.
Yeah.
Oh jeez, let me up long.
No.
Another bait. Maybe not.
Someone's in attacker spawn.
Oh, they're still hanging. KJ likes to wait.
Stealing sight.
Multiple enemies A.
Spike down A.
Good shit, brother. Oh no, I'm waiting. Oh no.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing. Spike down A.
Soba's hit
Good job.
120.
With the rack.
Wait, where's the bomb?
He has it.
Fucking A.
Spike planted.
Okay, of course. It's probably C. Did I hear a footstep?
Cover going out. Shadows traveling.
That's a fail smoke. You meant to do that. Oh, that what the fuck?
Nowhere to run!
I mean,
Wants another death.
I got it.
Nice.
Easy. Let's fucking go. Woo. That's how we do it, baby.
Sort of desperation.
Oh no, didn't mean to do that.
Thank you.
Claps indeed, Johnson.
We'll catch them.
Oh my god. I had the stun, man. Oh, they're hanging, they're hanging. Careful, careful, they're waiting. They're looking for kills right now. I'm gonna chill on A. See? Is it? I'm gonna smoke just in case. Good shit.
Marked one.
You should run. Last player standing.
No.
Killjoy is 1 HP.
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
No, both of them there. What the fuck? Are they hugging? What the shit, man?
Wait
God damn it.
until I blind them to strike.
Anyone feeling generous? Teşekkürler. Thank you.
Teşekkürler.
Reloading.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, I gotta lay down after this.
Enemy spotted mid.
Breach, chill.
Here.
You are divided!
Smoking C. C need help, Oh shit.
Marked three.
All three inside.
Trying to hide.
Come in, Jigs. Hold it.
Spike planted. One
I'll flash
enemy
them.
remaining.
Finish him. Ah, behind. Let's go. GG. Pew. God damn.
Push a button. Save the day. Easy.
Defenders
Wins
win.
back to
Ready.
back,
Okay,
baby.
time for coffee. My treat.
GG though. That was the last game for me.
GG.
GG's. God damn. Getting carried by a man with 160 ping. What the fuck is wrong with you? I wonder if it actually give you advantage or something. I'm not sure. Alrighty. Chatterino. Peepos. I'm gonna chili out of here, chat. Jeej.
GG, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for the game, Jigs. And Dave. Thank you. That was fun. Maybe Valorant on stream is viable after all, as long as I'm not solo queuing. Yeah. Chill time with friends, always good for com games. That was nice. Should do it again once in a while. Don't really do Valorant on stream a lot, but that was fun. Since I got nothing to play anyway, like, not nothing, like, I don't know what else to play. So that was nice. That was nice. Thanks for carry. Thanks for carry, Jigs. The demon from NA. The nightmare. I actually didn't expect us to win back to back like that, but I guess we did. Alright. Anyways, chat, I'm gonna take some rest now. Not really sleepy because I slept for a little bit too long yesterday. I kind of fucked up, but it was a nice sleep anyway. But I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna fucking gonna chilly outy. Okay, man. Okay. Raid? We could do a little raid. We could. Tomorrow is Saturday. I'm actually, for next 3 days, I'm gonna have like a 3-day offs. Back to back. So I'm gonna have tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. I mean, I'm probably gonna stream tomorrow, as usual, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna stream on Sunday or Monday. I guess we'll see. I would love to. We'll see. No. I know, man. I know. I wish I can keep going. It's kind of unfortunate that I feel a little bit sick on a fucking day off. Oh man. It's someone need to fix my sleep time. Or my fucking insomnia. But it is what it is. Shit happens, man. Shit happens. By the way, if I do stream tomorrow, which I would probably. There is a chance that I'm gonna do a collab. Not sure if it's gonna be tomorrow yet. I actually haven't confirmed it yet with them, but there's gonna be a collab stream. We'll see. We'll see how it is. There's actually, I'm not gonna talk too much about it. I don't want to make, in case it doesn't happen. But if it does, we're gonna do some crazy co-op action going on. I just need to make sure with the other person if they're down, final or not. Because I just invited them today, so.
I heard that playing Assassin's Creed Origins can cure any sickness. Maybe give it a try. Sounds legit, right? Smile.
Sounds legit, right? Fuck up, man. No more Origin. We'll play We're Here Forever with Venice. It's release. Actually, planning to play that game, but I already have a another contender that already invited me earlier, so I'm gonna play with the other person already. So yeah, I already informed Venice about it, so we chillin'. We gook. Not sure when are we gonna check it out, but we'll eventually gonna check it out. But yeah, basically I got 2 potential collab stuff. I'm not sure when or what. I'm not gonna spoil the whats, but when is coming soon. Probably can confirm it tomorrow. We'll see. Okay. What else? Collab with Rhea. Not sure how that's gonna work. I mean, yeah, yeah. I'm not sure how's that gonna work, honestly. You guys. Your Rhea addiction. I thought it was just pseudo. Apparently the rest of you guys are kind of crazy for Rhea as well, huh? Alright. I think that is all with the news. So keep an eye out for tomorrow's stream. Potential collab. If not, we'll just do the usual variety stuff for tomorrow. Hopefully I can finish the drawing tomorrow, so I can just like upload it. I haven't uploaded any drawings for past 2 days. I haven't even drawn yesterday at all. I got a little bit too busy yesterday. Split screen with 2 controllers. No. What do you think about Evil Dead the game? Wait, is it already released? Hold up, I thought Evil Dead game. I mean, I'm kind of down to check it out, but oh, it just released earlier, like literally 5 hours ago. I'm down to check it out, but I don't know if it's a like a good game, or like if it's gonna be like a worthy game to check out. And also it's on fucking Epic, so I don't know if it's based on review. Actually, how's a review? Evil Dead the game review. I can just do this, I guess. Google 94%. The fuck? IGN's website looks weird. Okay, it's literally just came out. No one really reviewed it yet. Gameplay wise, I mean, it does looks good. I do gotta say that. But is it gonna be a good game? That's we don't know, right? Like visual wise, it actually looks like a decent game.
This is a warning. If you are easily scared,
A
if the
warning.
sight of blood makes you ill, if you have an unusual fear of trees, deer, demons, deadites, or chainsaws, this game may be too much for you.
The fuck? This is a song from the game? So is this supposed to be like some kind of a PvE? Damn, the fucking gore.
The game.
It's such a shitty title though, I gotta be honest. Evil Dead, the game. But other than that, the presentation is actually pretty nice. I do gotta say. So it's PvP. Oh, so you can become the demon.
Bruce Campbell comes for a deeper dive into a very cool feature, playing as the Kandarian Demon. Whoa. If you've got the stones to go bad, you'll have free reign over a massive game world. There's infernal energy that'll increase your power. With the power of possession, you'll command deadites, puppet the good guys, and haunt objects to screw with the survivors' minds. How much fun would that be? It's your call. Jump in with 3 friends to save the day or punish the high-minded heroes. It's all in the name of mayhem. Bloody, terrifying mayhem.
It looks really solid. I do have to say that. It actually looks pretty solid. Like it doesn't look like half-assed. You know what I mean? It looks pretty solid. I'll give him that. I don't know. I guess we'll wait for a review or some shit like that, and then we'll check it out. Cause yeah, it's not really a type of game that I would play a lot. So it's more of a, like, you know, I'm gonna check it out, and probably never gonna check it out again. Type of shit. But yeah. That's what I think about the game so far. My cat just ate a big ass spider off the floor. Alright. Vet time! If it's a big ass spider, hopefully it's not poisonous. I don't know how spider is in Hungary. Isn't that good? I guess. I don't know. My cat doesn't really eat spider. They just like fucking stare at it. They don't really eat any animals. They find rats. They just fucking brings it to me and just like lay it around on the floor. Like, what the fuck are you doing? That's Leo. He find cockroach. He tapped the shit out of it until it fucking fainted. And if I just play around and I'll leave it there, like, what the what do you want? What do you do this? Like, man, you just add up things for me to clean up. That's kind of dumb. I like it. That's perfect. Mike has a menace. He ate the mantis when it was less than a year old. Jesus Christ. Fucking champion right there. Your cat should chill in the fucking Australia. He would fucking disintegrate half of the population of the fucking insects over there. Blah blah blah. Alright, is there anything else? Before I fucking bail out. Let me see. But yeah, recap tomorrow stream. And then Sunday, maybe. I'm not too sure, since it's a 3 days holiday. So I just kind of like, you know, just want to check it out and stuff like that. Okay. But other than that, yes, there is what? I'm a bed guy. Okay, Dave. I should go bed guy as well. Honestly. Ba-dum. What is it in? Vex, what's up? Hello. Hello. Hello, hello. Nothing actually. Okay. Don't do me like that. Come on. What the hell, man? What the hell? But yeah, I'm gonna try to stream for next 2 days or something like that, cause next week's gonna get busy again, so I may or may not gonna be like, you know, skip some days again, like the usual busy weeks. So potential of those kind of stuff. Okay. There's a little heads up. It kind of sucks whenever I have to like skip a scheduled stream. But fucking things keeps happening. Especially fucking overtime, man. Overtime is really annoying. Overtime just like shit that happens after work. Tell them you're going to be sick next week. I mean, I guess. I mean, eventually I'm gonna get sick if this keeps going. Fucking this and that, man. This and that. But yeah, thank you guys all for chilling out. It was fun. Not much progress in terms of like drawings, but I guess we're gonna finish up the drawings for today. By the way, if you guys want to see what I did for today, since I didn't upload it, we did this. Cha-jang! Gosh, she's so pretty. The dress is so pretty. I should probably add some more ornaments for the dress, because I'm pretty sure there's like some kind of like a gold-ish flowers and all that kind of stuff going on usually in this kind of outfit, right? I'm not really certain. Like I usually just know like the borderline basic traditional dress, but I don't really know like the proper one. I guess we'll just have to do some good old research. As usual. Oh yeah, VR games. Probably should check out some of the VR games soon. I do still have like fucking what 3-4 VR games that I bought that I haven't played on stream yet. So yeah. Bells, hairpins, ropes. Huh? Bells, hairpin, huh? Hey yo? Huh? What? Alright. Anyways. But yeah. If you guys want to see more of those drawings and stuff like that, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I upload them both on full HD if you're interested. Also, I did a new music cover that I uploaded on YouTube. Links in the title actually, but you can also just like scroll down below, go to YouTube panels and click that. Okay. So yeah, subscribe to my YouTube. I rarely upload, but once I upload, I do some shit with it. Okay. And of course, don't forget to follow the stream, all that kind of shit. Bada bim, bada boom. Raid. Right. Who should we raid today? A lot of people are streaming. As usual, it's weekend. Damn, there's still a lot of people playing Elden Ring. Kind of want to go back, but I don't know. I'll just wait. I'll just wait. I even uninstall it to make sure I don't go back to that game. So, you know, when I actually come back for the DLC, it's gonna feel gonna feel good. Floops hear his beautiful singing. Oh, he's doing karaoke? Oh yeah, he is. We got a lot of people. We got Spar. We got Jimmy. Schools. We got Rodamus. Grim is playing Sea of Thieves? God damn, okay. No one's doing art, man. Alright. I kind of want to chill, look, some gameplay though. I'm kind of, Making games and singing is art? Well, true. By art, I mean fucking drawings. You know, in Twitch it's called art section. Okay? Doesn't mean it's not, you know. Okay, whatever. Check out Rodamus though. I don't want to see some gameplay before I chillin' out. Okay? Anyways, you guys know what to do. As usual, if you are a sub, you can spam the schmo rate in their chat just like that. Make it rain, make it rain. Let them know the schmo rate is come. But if you're not a sub, that is completely okay. You can spam whatever you want. The point is to share love to them. You can share love with me today. But at this point, I'm pretty sure most people in the chat is already subbed anyway. Like, god damn it, 75. That's a lot. So, yeah. So hammer on. Say hi to Rodamus and all that kind of stuff. But other than that, that's all from me for today. It's been fun. 7 hours with you guys. Thank you for chilling out with me. Even though I'm kind of sick. But, you know, we still have fun. We still had pretty fun. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Chilling out till the end of the stream. Thank you, Sains, One Sin, Jigs, Dave, Vex, Nyansburn, Jenny, and everyone else that I forgot to mention. I'll see you guys tomorrow, if not on the next stream. Take care, have a good night, and peace out. Bye-bye.